Hey everyone, it's Matt. Happy New Year. I hope 2021 turns out to be a very happy, successful, and prosperous year for you. I will continue doing everything I can on the channel and in my videos to help you achieve happiness, success, and prosperity throughout the year. But with that being said, let's get right into some updates on the $2,000 stimulus check amendment that was passed through the House just the other day, as well as the $2,000 stimulus check counteroffer from Mitch McConnell. We have a lot to talk about as always, so let's jump right into it. But if you're new here, welcome. Thanks so much for checking me out. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for your continued support. For all of you, if you haven't done so already, right below the video, there's that button that says subscribe. Make sure to hit that. Thank you so much. Now that you're subscribed, let's get into the content and talk about all of this. All right, so first things first. The Senate has voted, along with the House of Representatives, to override the veto from President Trump on the defense bill and turn it into law. So the House voted on this a couple of days ago and passed it through. Now the Senate has also voted to override President Trump's veto and turn the defense bill into law. So this is a great thing. But with that being said, at the same time, with the passing of this defense bill, we now know that Section 230 will not be repealed. Now remember, that brings us into our next topic, which is within Mitch McConnell's counteroffer, he was coming back saying, let's repeal Section 230. But before we get into that, quick little teaser, let's step back first and talk about, really briefly, the $2,000 stimulus check amendment that was passed through the House just the other day. So let's back up just a couple days here and really briefly talk about this. This is the $2,000 stimulus check amendment, otherwise known as the Cash Act, that was passed through the House just the other day. And what that is it's in accordance with President Trump's demands of amending the stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000 across the board for everybody. Adults, dependents, and adult dependents, $2,000 across the board. So the House brought it into focus a couple days ago. They voted on it, and they passed it. So then it went on to the Senate and Mitch McConnell. So that brings us up to Mitch McConnell. We were hoping that he would just bring this to the floor in the Senate and take a vote on it because we figured, based on the numbers that we were running, that it would have passed through the Senate. However, the problem is he did not bring it to the Senate floor for a vote. Instead, he came out with his counteroffer. Well, in his counteroffer, he had a couple things. He said, sure, we can do $2,000 stimulus checks, but we need to make some concessions. We can do $2,000 stimulus checks, no problem, but I'm going to have a couple of my own amendments in here as well. And what those were is that he was saying you can do $2,000 stimulus checks, yes, no problem there, but we need to repeal Section 230. That is the big tech liability that I've been talking about over the last couple of days. I could get into more details, but realistically, we don't really need to know more about it than just basically big tech liability. Essentially, it's protecting big tech companies from liability. So like people like me, I can't come on here and make videos and then they get sued as a result of what I'm talking about. Make sense? So that's basically all we really need to know about it. But either way, so he had that in his counteroffer. Along with that, he also wanted to set up a commission to investigate the 2020 elections. So we know that Democrats would not go for repealing Section 230. And realistically, it probably wouldn't be the best thing in the world because if they repealed that, then YouTube would turn into a platform that would be highly, highly monitored. We wouldn't be able to come on here and share these videos like this. I'm sure YouTube would go through some kind of screening process where every video would need to be screened because, remember, if they just let every video go up, they could potentially be liable for anything that I would be saying. Well, that wouldn't be fair to them, right? They don't want to be held liable for anything that people are uploading on their platforms. But either way, I kind of digress for a second. I apologize about that. But I wanted to explain that a little bit further so that it makes it a little bit clear like what we're talking about. So anyway, Mitch McConnell brought his counteroffer. Well, he didn't really bring it. He basically released his counteroffer and said, this is it. Nothing ever came to the floor in the Senate. This $2,000 stimulus check amendment that was passed by the House, he never brought it to the floor for a vote. His counteroffer, he never brought it to the floor for a vote. So Where do we stand now? Well, going back to my statement I made just a minute ago, talking about the defense bill that was passed by the House and the Senate and turned into law now, well, we're not getting the repeal on Section 230. What that means is basically the $2,000 stimulus check, amendments, and the counteroffer, it's no longer a thing. They're not happening. As of right now, they are not happening. However, there's always a but, and we have another but, and that is all eyes now turn to, first of all, the new Congress that's going to be sworn in on Sunday, January 3rd. That's going to be the new Congress sworn in then. But on Tuesday, we have the Georgia Senate race, right? They're going to be voting in Georgia on Tuesday to determine who the next two seats in the Senate will go to. Will it be split? Will Republicans maintain control in the Senate, or Democrats, will they take over control in the Senate? Now, the reason we want to watch this very closely is because the fate of the Senate going forward is going to dictate what happens regarding stimulus and stimulus checks going through this next year. If Democrats happen to take the Senate, then Democrats would have control throughout Congress, right? The House, the Senate, and the presidency. Well, at that point, we could possibly be looking at much, much larger stimulus checks. Now, at that point, too, if the Senate race comes down to Democrats, these $2,000 stimulus checks are going to be right back in focus very, very quickly. We could probably be talking about these again in the next few days. So for the time being, unfortunately, the $2,000 stimulus idea, it's not happening right now. It's simply just not going to happen. Of course, it may come back up at some point, and it likely will again. But for the time being, no dice. Yep, no dice on the $2,000 stimulus check amendment at this point. So what that means is the $600 is going to stand. Many of you, I've been seeing down in the comment section, many of you have been receiving your $600 over the last couple of days here, including today. Even though it's a holiday, it's still pretty sweet. A lot of you are seeing these deposits into your accounts, which is really nice to see. So, like I said, unfortunately, the $2,000 is not happening right now, but we will need to watch Georgia very, very closely on Tuesday and see what happens there. That's going to determine the fate of the Senate. And we'll have to see. We could be talking a lot more stimulus here going forward. Now, again, I've said this in other videos, and I'm going to say it again. I do think we're going to get another stimulus check, another one, a third one. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't know when we're going to get it, but I absolutely do think we will be getting another stimulus check. And if I had to put money on it, I would bet it's going to be bigger than $600. So we'll have to continue watching that. Now, for those of you who have not received your $600 yet, like I said in my last couple of videos, if you can, hang tight. I know it's frustrating because we've been waiting so long right now, but there's going to be a lot of payments that continue to be distributed throughout the next few days here over the next week or so. So just continue checking your accounts. That's about what we can say now. Continue checking the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website. I checked yesterday. The portal was not up. I'm not sure if it's up today yet. I have not checked today, but continue checking the Get My Payment portal on the IRS website. You can go to irs.gov/getmypayment. If you have not received your payment quite yet, go to that portal, check it out. I'm hoping it's up. Steve Mnuchin said it would be up later in the week. Well, here we are on Friday, so it should be up very soon. Continue checking that, and you can track your payment there. Other than that, continue checking your accounts, and it should be coming through. I'll have some more dedicated videos talking about some more things about the $600 stimulus check and the $1,200 stimulus check, including will you have to pay it back? What about taxes? What about Direct Express? What about payees, dependents, net spend, all kinds of stuff. Social Security, SSI, VA, low income. If you're homeless, can you get it? ITIN, adult dependents, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to have follow-up videos to all this, and I'll probably categorize it into dedicated videos because there's a lot of questions that keep coming through on all this, and I want to be here to answer your questions for you. So I hope that helps you out for right now. Stay safe, have a nice night, and thank you so much for your continued support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so, and feel free to share any of my videos if you'd like with your friends, family, and social media. Otherwise, I will catch you again tomorrow. Thanks so much, everybody. I really do appreciate